Gregory R. Williams, attorney at law. What's up, G?
Good morning. Happy to be here again.
Yeah, man, always good to have you here, man. I thought I was going to call you. I had to call you Saturday night because I almost got in a little situation.
Uh-oh.
You know, when people get in trouble.
Sore losers.
Yeah, sore losers and people just infringing on my space. And,
Right.
And, you know, it could be an assault. Can you file a complaint?
Oh God.
For what people, for the words people may say? I'm curious about that. That's one thing. If you get assaulted with ice and water, is that assault and battery? I don't know, but I want to ask you about the young man jumping across the scores table at the women's LSU and the South Carolina game too. Anyway, so what's going on? Everything's good with you?
Everything's good. Well, let me ask you a question first.
Yes.
I noticed there's a color scheme going on here.
Yeah.
You know, that color.
Yeah.
This color.
Yeah.
And, you know, little colors here. And
yeah, sure.
Does the incident you're referring to have anything to do with
the color?
What you're wearing today?
Yeah, it does. Actually,
okay.
I wasn't wearing this. I wore red so people could see me on television.
Gotcha.
It's all coming out.
Wait, I just tell the truth, people.
I understand.
That's his way of doing like this.
I just tell the truth. I mean,
marketing 101.
You got to lean into it. When you tell the truth, you got to worry about lying.
Right.
But no, but of course, I was in the media session. But
right.
But the fact of the matter is that I was on the serious tip, and we have a caller. I love to talk to Valerie when she calls in because she gives me a hard time about this. But I was blown away doing a Duke Carolina game at Cameron. I mean, I go over there every year, but the other day, it seemed like the fans were on some different kind of stuff over there, man. I mean, when RJ comes out, literally 2 hours before, RJ's a couple other players come out 2 hours before the game even started, just doing shoot around.
Right.
And the stuff they were saying, RJ, I want to kill you, and some other crazy words that I didn't want to mention. Right. It's just some things that is that illegal ramifications associated with that? I'm being honest when I say yeah.
Well, the question is, how much privilege comes with your license?
Ooh, ouch.
So if we go back in the Sports Shop archives, we covered this topic a while back. It's probably around this time of year, March Madness. Buying a ticket to an event, grants you a license to enter that facility and to observe that event, whether it's a sporting event, concert, what have you.
Okay.
That license can be revoked if you don't adhere to the guidelines of that arena.
Okay.
Think LeBron pointing at a fan saying, get this person out of here because he said something that hurt my feelings, or he said something that was disrespectful. So when you attend an event, your behavior or your decorum has to be less than or equal to the privilege of the license. Now, we know that certain places have extended privileges.
Yes.
You know, the fans in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
You know, there's an extra privilege that comes with
they
that
say crazy
ticket
stuff in Philly.
if you're from Philly.
Yeah.
Or if you're rooting for the Philadelphia team.
That's true.
Cameron, there's extended privilege for their fans. However, the law outside of the arena is still the law inside the arena.
But based on the privilege that they have, it's that law. It's not enforced, in my opinion.
Well, you know, if Pam is getting assaulted here, and I'm like, oh, what's going on, Reese?
Right.
You know, we turn the other way.
Right.
But some of the behavior you're describing has resulted in arrests in other situations. Essentially, when people go to a sporting event, sometimes they become a different person.
Right.
But your activity while you're that other person could result in assault charges. It could result in disorderly conduct charges. If you happen to make physical contact with a female, it could be assault on a female.
Yep.
Assault on a government official.
Yes.
So the list goes on of what could happen when individuals kind of cross that line.
Yeah.
It's never okay to throw foreign objects on someone.
Right.
I mean, technically that's assault. If you did that on the street,
yeah,
that's assault.
So that's interesting. We're talking to Greg R. Williams, our attorney here on the Sports Shop, and just trying to kind of drill down a little bit, and not be just really trying to have open conversations and get some really information about the boundaries that exist or been somewhat people kind of went beyond those boundaries within a sporting event. Now, Cameron, people say they're students, they're 18, 19, let them be students,
Extra privilege.
Yeah.
Right.
Let them do what they've been doing for the last 20 years. That still doesn't make it right.
No.
And I'm just telling you, they're working. It was just uncomfortable. And I'm not even trying to be hyperbole with it. It was very, very uncomfortable, and the words they were saying, and I'm like. And so saying to the kids, if they would jump on the court out there or meet some of those basketball players in the alley, they won't say a word. Won't say not one damn word.
Right.
But they have the privilege to say. Mm-hmm. And then you got the ushers right there looking up there, and they're cringing.
Right. But it's I don't want to speak as to what goes on behind closed doors.
Right.
But obviously that's kind of baked into the cake when you go to Cameron.
Mm-hmm.
And someone has been told, don't enforce this.
Right.
But
let the kids be
right.
what they do.
Right.
Yeah.
And they keep pushing boundaries.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw the incident with Russell Westbrook.
I remember it, though, yeah.
Not very recently. The guy sitting there with his daughter, and he's yelling obscenities at the players. And then Russell Westbrook, Russell Westbrook, he stands up, and they kind of get into it. And then the fan ends up getting moved. You see that a lot more at the NBA, at the professional level.
Yeah, I was going to say, so a lot of people, where the line of demarcation is professional versus collegiate and kids or whatever.
Right.
But they say this. They say some words even more offensive than grown people, so to speak.
Right.
Yeah.
The stuff they were saying. I mean, talking about people's mother and their sister and what they do at home, and it's just it's. I mean,
well, yeah, there's a long history of that, of being overly offensive.
I get that. I get that.
But when it crosses the line of
I get when
things
there's an incident. I think Lorenzo Charles back in the day had a Pizza Hut issue, and they throw pizza boxes on the floor, stuff like that. I get that. But when you drill down to personal,
yeah,
and based on the color of the person, you may say something. I thought I heard a word that normally people don't use anymore, but I could be wrong about that.
Right.
But I know I heard some other things that, man, if it was me, RJ a good guy because I would jump in the stand.
And even I think you said somebody threatened him too.
Oh, I'm saying, I
want to kill you. I did hear that. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why say that? I mean, I can get the RJ. You can't shoot. You suck. Well, okay, whatever.
Right.
But why I want to kill you?
Right.
Right.
Then if something would happen, somebody else heard that. Then
right.
Boom,
exactly.
Now we have a suspect.
Exactly.
But they're not thinking.
And
about
these,
that.
there's no PC up in Cameron, man. To be politically correct, doesn't exist there.
Right.
It's open season. And the kids know that they have cheer sheets or yell sheets that they pass out when the students come in. All of them, they hand these sheets out, so it's coordinated. Some things they say, but some of that stuff couldn't have been on the list. Some of those things, could not have been on the list.
Some guys ad-libbing.
So I'm just curious whether or not that can be a legal situation when you get to the point where it becomes that at that level.
It could. I mean, the short answer is yes.
Okay.
But again, every situation kind of stands on its own.
Right.
But again, the law outside the arena is the law inside the arena, and a lot of people don't really kind of carry that with them. Like when you go into a sporting event, you're still bound by the law. You can't throw things on the court. You can't throw things at players. You can't come onto the court and make contact with individuals. We saw the situation like that at the LSU.
Yes, LSU, South Carolina, yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So again, you're a fan.
Yeah.
You have a license get somewhere and sat down.
Right, exactly.
And watch the game.
Right.
You cannot go onto the court and interfere with anything. You can't come onto the court and break up a fight. You can't,
What about I've been challenged on this because I've been going hard on this topic and been challenged many times by a couple of people. What about the court storming?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
like the
ask.
scenario that happened in Wake Forest.
You mean the fake injury? Or?
Yeah. See, people just listen to this. They gonna think I'm breaking it.
Even A was in sync. He said he didn't put up Wake Forest. He put up Duke.
That's what I mean. Is that what you're talking about?
I love it.
Don't get me started because Valerie may be calling in.
Yeah.
So, but anyway,
Like we're going to end court storming because someone got tripped and then someone
then it took 13 people to
tripped
take
someone
him
else.
off his damn. But the next day he's out there running up and down the court.
and then he tripped someone.
Yeah, now they call him Flip Trip.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, again, it's how much privilege comes with the
Okay.
license.
Okay.
Some
How much privilege comes with
schools
license? I like
will
that.
allow fans to kind of come onto because it's kind of accepted in that arena,
Okay.
in that instance. However, if it's mid game or it's a timeout or there's a or something going on the court, you can't come out of the stands and come and engage yourself in that event. If you do, you're going to jail.
Right.
Just like Florida Johnson's brother.
Mm-hmm.
You saw him kind of.
They took him downtown.
Yeah, I saw where the mom was trying to figure out what was going on.
The mother was there too.
The mother was
Okay,
there, and
okay.
the officer was taking the brother out of the stadium.
You're going to jail.
Yeah.
Like you can't.
But here's my point. That's why I was trying to figure out what assault and battery means because that's what he was charged with.
Well,
because he touched one of the
right.
So
right.
So is that the same if I get touched by a bag of ice from a fan?
Absolutely.
I'm just
now
curious.
you got to identify the fan that did
who
it
did
and all
right,
that.
right.
But in his instance, I think he pushed down on people at the scores table, kind of used them as a trampoline.
To get
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
He kind of pushed down on someone's. I don't know if there's a shoulder or head, but he pushed down on someone to kind of get to the scores table to get onto the court.
He was going straight for Cardozo.
And then he interacted with a female athlete.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he was charged with third-degree assault and disorderly conduct.
Now, what does that mean? That means you can get arrested. You got arrested.
Oh, he got arrested.
Okay,
but it's and that was they were in South Carolina, so it's a different set of laws. But
okay.
What he did was equivalent. It was basically assault.
Mm-hmm.
A harmful or offensive touching to another person, and disorderly conduct.
Right.
So now he's in jail. Or he's probably not in jail now, but he has a pending legal matter because he acted a fool at a basketball game.
But that's my sister.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
I
well,
was
your
just
sister-
protecting my sister.
I hope your sister got bond money.
Right.
She
right. Right.
She does. Right.
So you can't. You
And
can't.
the rap
Fans
music.
can't. You can't do that.
That's true.
Yeah. I
There's
know.
a man in Burlington.
Okay.
A very similar situation. This was at a high school game.
What happened?
There was a kind of a fight going on. The female principal, was out trying to restore order. He jumps out of the stands or makes physical contact with her, and he's charged with assault on a government official.
Oh wow.
Wow.
So it can escalate very quickly.
Gotcha.
And in that situation, I think the principal was kind of interacting with his mother, so he was kind of trying to get in the mix of it. But the point is, you can get yourself in serious trouble
Right. Okay.
by acting crazy at games. We talked about Philadelphia. They have a jail underneath there.
Yeah. I always had that.
So those
yeah.
fan
Yeah.
fights, the
Imagine
fights
you
in the
out there,
stands, that's
third quarter, you can be cheering at halftime. And you can be in jail by the middle of the third quarter.
Downstairs.
right.
Pal, you got a quick question?
Yeah, well, I was going to ask
quick,
you,
yeah.
with North Carolina launching that we can legally bet.
Yeah.
The legality of the scammers, like if they're saying, if you get it, be careful, make sure that the platforms that you're betting on, is the FanDuel and the DraftKings and stuff like that. But look for text to come and you place your bet. So, any legal stuff with that, what would we do if I?
I would say don't gamble. But if you do, like you said, make sure it's a trusted source. Mm-hmm. And I would think most people have an account set up with one of the entities. But I anything like this, it opens the door for malfeasance. So just be careful, and know you're probably going to lose. So don't gamble what you can't afford to lose.
Exactly.
Wow. Well, yeah, I want to get you on. I know pretty much dominated most of your time today, but I just want to get some responses on this is the things I experienced last week, and things happen. It's going to happen. Probably going to happen. Definitely during March Madness.
Especially when you have a coach who say, "Well, I wish he had pushed."
Oh yeah. So talk about that though.
Oh yes.
That's insight. She's inciting something by saying that, or
well, it's kind of like she's okay with it if it had happened. Like
that's a great point. I forgot about that.
She's saying, well, first of all, her player instigated. The whole situation.
The whole thing, right?
But her, it was kind of a pick on somebody your own size. But
I thought that was low class in my opinion, and I said that.
But to your point, you kind of made a point earlier this week. That's kind of, if you come for us, we're coming for you,
right?
Absolutely.
What are you doing?
And again, some coaches can get away with that.
If Don Stater said that, they would. That she took the high road. She was apologetic about what happened, and her girl didn't even start it. But hey, man, thank you so much, G.
Thank you.
Always, I know we get to a lot of things, but we will next month. D.R. Reese.